question comes from Jonesboro, Georgia. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. The advice that I would give you regarding a single mother or single parent raising a son in puberty. There's many advices. The first advice or piece of advice is that he must have a positive male role model in his life. And you must realize that you cannot do it by yourself. If his father's not around, he's dead or incarcerated, or he left you, or he's a deadbeat, unfortunately, no problem. He has to have an uncle or an older brother or a brother at the masjid. Someone has to be a positive role model in his life. And of course, that positive role model should be Muslim, starting off. And he should have other role models in his life or mentors, positive people around him, even if they're not Muslim. People that have experience and can tell him about life and what to do and how to develop his mind and his body as a man, how to make it and survive as a bare necessity, let alone be something, perhaps. But you cannot do it by yourself, sister. And many women, unfortunately, they make that mistake. Sometimes it's the only option that they have. Sometimes. And they do the best that they can. May Allah reward them for that. But sometimes women, they stubbornly and obstinately say, I can raise my son. I don't need a man. I don't need a husband. I can do my. That's not true. You cannot do it. And you buying him expensive clothes and buying him all the video games, that is not raising a man. That's raising a sissy and a wimp. That's raising a brat. You spoil him with those material possessions. And the moment he doesn't get those spoiled possessions, he acts like a baby. The moment he can't get those material possessions, he goes to crime. The moment he can't get those material possessions, he disrespects you and hollers at you. That's not raising a man. Spoiling your child is not raising a man. Raising a man sometimes is about not buying stuff for him and say, go out and work. Everyone understand this? So, when I was younger, as I told the famous story, my life growing up as a child, it wasn't always perfect. I had my bumps, my trials, my tribulations. And I told you the time when I got beat up by a group of kids. I was young. I ran home crying. My homie, she locked the door. She said, what's the matter? I said, they beat me up. She said, okay. She locked the door. Go out and learn how to fight. Not, oh, come here, what's the matter? They hit my baby. Who hit my son? Who hit my baby? There's many women, they do this. Who hit my son? Nah, you have to raise them how to be rough and tough. Raise them with respect. Raise them how to work and to appreciate and to value material possessions. You want a console? You want these expensive sneakers? No problem. I'll buy them for you. But you got to work for them. You got to memorize. You got to do really good in school. Instill in him the value of $1. What it means to be truthful, to be honest. What it means to be hardworking. Instill in him these values. And if you can't do it, then someone else has to do it. So, inshallah ta'ala, seek Allah's help and putting him in an environment of at least one positive brother. All it takes is one. One good brother to influence him, inshallah, and put him on the right path. And what's important is, no matter how hard you try, you are not a man. You cannot be a man. You were never meant to be a man. And a man, he must have touch. He has to be in touch with his sensitive side, emotional side, because that's another extreme. Being too harsh on your son, a man or a woman, in which they may grow up to be a narcissist, or they may grow up to be totally insensitive to anything. But it can't be something which you just pamper the boy. And he's around women and girls all day, every day. It's a problem. And many sisters, they make this mistake and they think that they know better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah created Adam first, then Eve. Allah made Eve from Adam. The father is pivotal to girls as well. A father can't just raise daughters. A woman can't just raise girls. You need a man. A man's voice is not like a woman's voice. Just like how women can hear babies cry, and they have the patience upon the baby and changing the baby and nursing the baby. The husband's ears are popping. Women, they can just sit there and hear the crying like it's nothing. They have different bodies. And the same applies to a man being there, a man's voice. Sit down, stop, don't do this. Authority in the household, it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. So that's my advice in brief. And with the law is all success.